What we got?
Let's see. Let's see if we good.
Hold on. No, we not, because I got to do something real quick. I have to mute.
We hot on Instagram.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, what about YouTube?
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, we hot. We live. We live, baby.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can't
I
hear
hear
you.
you. I hear you.
Carolyn, why are you
Are you
deaf all of a
talking?
sudden?
Jay, I cannot hear you.
Eddie, can you hear me?
I hear you
Is it
fine.
I
me
hear
y'all
you.
can't hear? Hold on.
Well, and apparently the audience can't hear anything neither, but we can hear each other.
Oh, okay, that was me.
Well,
I was like, hold on, I can't hear. I don't feel like Jay, I can't hear, I can't hear. I was gonna get agitated again.
Can the
Anyway,
audience hear us?
what?
Can the audience hear us? TJ, A Brown, can y'all hear us?
Can't hear nothing still. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely me. My bad, y'all. I have
You
my
in here break, man. You keep breaking shit.
First of all, not you, because first of all, I'm gonna throw you under the bus because the reason why we late y'all is because Jay was not on time once again. Okay,
uh-uh.
so pardon us. No,
Uh,
what?
that's not it at all.
Well, why was we late then?
Because your link didn't work.
The link didn't work because you didn't get on early and check the link so that we can make sure it was ready before we actually started the show.
That's rock and roll, baby. It's been a couple of weeks. I miss y'all. Y'all miss me?
Word up.
We're back. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Tip for Tat podcast. I'm Carolyn. I'm one of your hosts.
I am Jay Moore, and I'm the tip for tat, and she is the tip for tat, and together we go tip for tat all day long with our co-host, baby, because we are back with it.
That was good. And of course, we have Eddie with us tonight joining us. Welcome back. It's so good to see you. And we also have a special guest, a Tit for Tat newbie that I am so excited and happy to have joining us tonight. So we're going to give her the floor to just give us a little bit of background, and then we'll get right into tonight's very controversial topic.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tiffany. I'm 45 from Sterling, Virginia. I'm married. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. And I have also been a certified sexual health and wellness coach for 16 years.
Oh, what?
Sexual health and wellness coach.
You said sexual?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Let me holler at you after this because my mom lives in Sterling and she's looking to sell her house. So
Well,
sidebar.
awesome.
That's what's up. I love to see this. Who we making
Yo,
business?
I swear to God, I thought Eddie's like, yo, my mom trying to get some. She needs
I
help.
did too. For a second, I did too. I thought he was going there. I was like,
I had no idea where that was going.
wow, that's funny. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought that. Anyway, well, welcome back,
Yes.
everybody. We have been gone for a few weeks, and we have certainly missed. I personally definitely have missed each and every one of you guys. So I'm so excited for tonight. I've been crazy busy all day, but I'm glad that we are here now in this moment. And so, welcome back to joining us for our fall season of the Tit for Tat podcast. For tonight, we'll be talking about, are single women keeping other women single? Jay said he got his popcorn because he thinks this is going to be some coonery. So we
And
might.
shout out to all the parents out there who are selling the double good popcorn for their kids. I got like 50 bags of these coming to the crib. Shout out, you know what I mean?
Gotta
Shout
support.
out to all the kids selling this.
I'm
I'm gonna be
done.
good through the winter.
Actually, that's good promoting and advertising. Are they still selling or no?
But it feels like a little bit of advertising. Shout out to all the HBCUs celebrating homecoming season. HU, Hampton Howard University, that is, celebrated 100 years this year. They're the ones who created the homecoming. And shout out to Behold the Green and Gold of Norfolk State University, celebrating a big win this past weekend over the Howard Bison. And even Hampton Institute, Hampton University had a pretty good homecoming from what I understand. They had a little blue cellar going on. So it was a great season for homecoming. I'm exhausted, but I love my Black people. I love our culture. And I love what we do. Shout outs to all those who went to HBCUs and those who support them.
Well, that was quite a little spiel there, but definitely I agree with you. Shout out to all the HBCUs, and shout out to all of you joining us tonight. Any of you guys HBCU, put it in the chat since Jay's giving y'all so much love. You know who else we shouting out on here that went to an HBCU? Are we ready to get into this topic? Because I really have a bone to pick, because I need to figure out, somebody need to tell me why the single women are getting such a bad rap. Why is everybody worried about what the single women are out here doing? The single women are out here doing them. They're living their lives. They're minding their businesses. They are going to the gym. They are looking amazing, and they are traveling and, stacking money. They're doing all kinds of wonderful things. So why is this whole
Sexy Red and Megan Thee Stallion got y'all head fucked up?
Excuse me, how? What do you mean? Not Megan Thee Stallion, because don't nobody take advice from her. So try it.
What's your song? I ain't got a man, he ain't got me. Who that? Who does that?
That's not even Megan Thee Stallion.
That's Gorilla.
Thank you.
Glorilla.
Yeah.
All them little heifers. All them heifers got y'all messed. That's who giving y'all singles.
Yo, them
Why do
ad-libs
you
are off the
think
hook.
that? What are the things that they say or they promote that you feel like other single women are listening to and therefore keeping themselves single? Please tell me.
The hook to that song. I ain't got a man, he ain't got me. Woo, 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 woo.
I mean,
if he your man, why he here with me? That's another one.
What?
She says that's the line she said. She goes, if he's your man, why he here with me?
That's the next line?
Yeah. Then why he here with me? But
they know all the lyrics though.
Okay, let's start there. I like Tiffany already. I already knew I was gonna like her. Y'all do know the lyrics. Jay over there acting like he don't know if it was Glorilla.
Sean said it. They promote that women don't need a man. And the irony is, it's a bunch of single women promoting that women don't need a man.
Well, first of all, no. Let's go back to the fact that she said, I ain't got no man, ain't no man got me. And then what was the next line she said, Eddie?
Something about if he's your man, then why he here with me?
Okay, pause. So let's talk about that for a second. Because maybe she ain't got no man because she over here with somebody else's man and she see how men do. So she's like, I'ma just chill. I ain't got no man. I might be over here chilling with your man. Because while you got a man, your man over here with me. So make it make sense, sir. You got a man, sis. But
I will say that it was interesting. I saw her in an interview very recently, I want to say 2 weeks ago, if that. And she said something that was real interesting. And you probably know this, Jay, because you outside, but these men now move so differently. So apparently she was talking about how the reason she's not really in a real relationship is because a lot of these men that she get with will try to get her pregnant on purpose because they know that she got money and that she might take care of them. And that's like, wow, that's a game that women used to run back in the day, like on Ballers and stuff. But now men are running game on like that on like rappers and chicks that are, well off. It's like they're trying to get them pregnant just to have like status, It's crazy. She said that in the interview straight up, like how dudes trying to get them pregnant all the time.
Oh God, who are these men?
Yo, I'm saying they move differently now, Jay. Think about it, bro. Like these 20, plus, 27-year-olds, 25-year-olds, even 31-year-olds, they move real different. They like femme, bro. Femme all day.
First of all, don't put no age cap on that, okay? Because there's not one. All right, we see men moving a little crazy at every age.
Yeah, but not on But I think like men in our generation, Jay, maybe you can tell me, but we didn't think of a woman as a come up. We didn't think, oh man, I got the one who played the point guard for Liberty. Oh, I'm dating her and trying to get her pregnant just so I can get some status.
Yeah.
Like that's not how I never ever thought of a girl like that. Even
The
if she was
closest
like,
thing we ever came to a come up was if a guy wanted a kid that could be athletic, and he met a woman. It was like, y'all want my woman to be tall, so we have tall kids,
yeah,
and so our kid can be. That's the closest as a come up that a man would ever like say out loud or go after.
So
even
all
one of
I
the
hear is
Bailey
y'all
sisters
talking
had
about.
to dump a dude for that, right?
Huh?
Even one of the Bailey sisters, was it Chloe and the other girl? I think one of the girls was dating a dude, and he was out here too extra with the pictures and trying to like, go viral every time, and she was just tired of it. And I think people were accusing him of using her as a come up, and I think she ended up dumping him after an Usher concert. That's what they say, but it makes sense. It's on brand.
That damn Usher. That damn Usher is a menace.
Talking about caught up. Yeah, he been getting people caught up, all right.
Can we go back to the song?
You gonna eat
lyrics
that cherry,
for
huh?
a
You gonna eat
second?
that cherry, huh?
Can we go back to the song lyrics for a second? Because that has to do with influence. So if you're letting someone else influence what you are wanting for yourself, that says a lot about you. Because what age group are we talking about here, right? Like in your 20s, yeah, celebrities, stars, etc., may have a little bit of influence on you. But if you're a grown woman and you're about your grown woman stuff, and you choose, either you're choosing to keep yourself single because you want to be single and that is what you want for yourself, and you're not putting any expectations or checking the boxes or any of that stuff, that's one thing. But if you're letting someone else influence you and how you operate and run your life, that just says a lot about you. So is that what's is that what is really going on? Are women ultimately making the decisions themselves?
What say you? I mean, I agree 100%. As a single woman, I can certainly say that choice is mine all day long. And I just find it funny that y'all just spent 5 minutes talking about how femme these men are out here and wondering why we run around here single.
Don't change the subject. Don't change the subject. Don't bring it. Here you go. Don't change the subject. We talking about women and how they're influenced, and how the what I know, Miss Perfect Carolyn, you're not, but apparently there's a whole generation of women that are, and so let's stick to topic right now.
I understand the topic, but this is my stance on the topic. I am not coming from a position of thinking that single women are keeping other women single. But this is a topic. This is something out there. This is what some people think, so I want to talk about it.
Let me ask you something. And I want you to remove yourself and your friends and think about, in general, the general population. Think about, there's a lot of single women out here. You're telling me that the reason why all of these women are single is because of these effeminate/feminine men?
No, I'm not saying that's the only reason why they're single. A lot of single women are single by choice because they choose to remain single because that's what works for them, or that's what brings them the most joy or the most peace. In my case, like that's what gives them the most freedom when they're single. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on like what it is. Like I agree with Timmy, how it is that you want your life to be, and you're making that decision consciously as a woman to be single because you enjoy the fill in the blank that comes with being single. For me personally, it's all of the things I just named. I have peace when I'm not dealing with no man. I have freedom when I'm not dealing with no man. Like, I just prefer it that way.
Now,
how do you not have freedom and peace when you're with a man?
Well, peace, we can go down all kinds of rabbit holes when we're talking about the disruption of peace that is the male sex, okay? But in terms of, what else did you say? What is it? Peace and what else?
Freedom.
Freedom is just like, that's anybody that's in a relationship. You don't have as much freedom when you are in a relationship as you do when you're single, in my opinion. And you don't have to ask for, I don't have to ask anybody for permission to do anything or run anything by anyone. That's also an aspect of freedom that I'm referring to.
Now, I will say that when you're right with the right mate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still have all those things. You still have peace. I have peace in my marriage. I have freedom in my marriage. I still go on
Talk
girl
about it.
trips. I do all the things because he knew who I was before I met him. And I was able to, with respect, of course, respecting my marriage, continue that on. So it's like I had the best of both worlds. So I do believe that when you find the right mate, that it will be a bettering to your life as well. But I will say, when I was on my journey to marriage, now you got to look at your circle. I did have some girlfriends that felt like they were losing me because now, I'm going out on dates with him and they're like, well, girl, oh, and this and that and that and this. And they're trying to discourage me from
Mm-hmm.
seeing where I can go with this relationship. Well, they're not my friends now. And if I had listened to them, I don't know where I would be. So once again, it's all about the influence and looking at your circle, because you want those people around you that are going to support you. And if they know that what you ultimately want is a partner, they're going to support that, even when you're dealing with some, fuckery, so to speak,
Yeah.
in your dating journey.
Talk
They
about it.
complain about the fuckery. If they good friends, mine does all the time. All my friends tell me about the fuckery that I've been on when dating. But I agree with everything you said, and I mean that's I think as a single woman who is perfectly happy being single, that's the only thing would bring me out of that. It has to be the right person because I still have to be who I am, and so I know the type of partner that I need that's going to allow me to still be me within the relationship. I don't like feeling restricted in any facet of life at all, and I certainly am not going to be in a relationship where I feel like I have to walk on eggshells or tiptoe around things. So I agree with you 100%. I have relationships around me where it seems like they have the right person, and so they go and do and experience all these things. If they go out together and they enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have to necessarily, or they don't necessarily prefer to like him go out with the boys to watch the game and she go, out to get drinks with her friends. They like doing all of those things together. That's the ideal situation for me. And that's what I would want if I were to stop being single. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't do it. What you got to say? You over there looking like you have something profound to say. You don't got nothing to say?
Not yet. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting y'all sizzle. Y'all ain't
Well,
cooking yet. I'm letting y'all sizzle.
I'll say one thing that I've noticed though through like a lot of my younger friends and younger cousins, family members. I feel like men are going through a rebranding stage right now because women are starting to finally make money. Now men have to define themselves without money, and that's like a hard thing for us because we used to be able to buy your affection, buy your loyalty. But how do you buy something from a woman that has more money than you or has money? Now you have to lead with loyalty as being with integrity. Now you got to be a good friend, a good person, and that's hard for a man that can just kind of buy their way into things. Back in the Old Testament days, in terms of like, but now women are coming up, and now men have to like come with more integrity, and that's kind of a hard thing for us to be. I know that's a low bar, but it's the truth. I feel like, a lot of men don't know how to like kind of be as honest as they need to be, with a woman. Because I know myself, I was greedy all my life. I always had like a rotation, you know what I mean? I had like starting 5, possible 7, you know what I mean? It was just a normal thing. Oh yeah, possible. It was beautiful. But like, and it was crazy. And it's just greed because like women are so generous and they're so giving that you kind of, as a greedy person, like I was, recovering greedy person, you almost can't help yourself. You're like, oh damn. Oh shit. Okay, this is cool. She's coming over on Tuesday. Get the next one coming over on Thursday. Got the other one coming on Saturday. Cool. And it got to a point where I didn't even have to lie about it. I could just say, hey, I got this one. I got this other one I'm thinking about. Got this other one I'm thinking about. And it was almost funny because they were out here jockeying, trying to beat a one. And the days that I got sick, Like I know a lot of girls always say, "Well, you need a woman to take care of you." Man, I would have like 4 or 5 coming over to give me soup or Vicks or rub me down. It was crazy.
But
It was
don't you
crazy.
think that women also have that same, they could also have that same perspective and at an even grander scale because we're women?
Yeah, but the point is like now, at the end of the day, you really, that's not a way to really, have a build a station, in my opinion. Like I've always kind of wanted in the back of my mind a family where I could have kids and not have to like see my kid every other week, like some of my friends and family members. Like I never wanted that life. I never wanted another man raising my kid. You know what I mean? I never wanted to deal with like debating if my daughter can wear makeup, but since she live in this other man's house, he got rules that I gotta respect. Like I never wanted to have that. That's a new normal, and
That
that
sounds
thing.
very,
And that's a thing that's happening right now as we speak. Another man is debating another man, like about his daughter's what he has his birth plan, his plan for her. But my point is that I knew like man, eventually I'd probably, you know. But then at one point I didn't know how to until I started going to church and I started understanding like who I was in faith and all that already. But my point is that's when everything changed and I realized and then I found who I found and now we ride hard. But
yeah.
it's hard though. It's hard for a lot of men to like to think like, oh man, I always go to this analogy. I've said it to you before. It's like the Finding Nemo where the shark is trying to be friends with the fish. And then when he smells that blood, he just goes crazy. I'm having fish tonight. He can't. Fish aren't friends, bro. Like for a long time, like men, I thought I couldn't be friends with a woman because I always looking
Right.
like, but she
But
doesn't keep that.
reeling it back into the topic, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to make sure we're
Yeah,
staying on topic because the topic is, are single women keeping other women single? And I know I'm the only single woman here on the call, but everybody can have a perspective in regards to how they feel about this statement. So I would start with Jay because he's the
Y'all are dancing. Y'all dancing.
Well,
Yeah,
my
would
point,
say this.
my ultimate
y'all
point was
dancing
that
right now. Y'all, I just been waiting for y'all. Y'all
I,
dancing right now.
I will say this. When I listen to my single friends talk to each other about being single in the dating world, I'm like, woo wee.
Like
well,
their
my point is that every
experiences
girl
in
has
the
been
dating
hurt.
world?
Every
Huh?
girl's been hurt.
Are you referring to their experiences in the dating world when they're talking to each other about their experiences in dating?
Yeah, they've talked
Oh yes,
themselves.
oh, that's
Some
nice.
of them have talked themselves out of it. It's pee in it. Everybody playing games. People don't keep their word,
Yeah,
and so I think I don't know if it's the dating apps, if it's social media, what it is, but they really talk themselves out of it. And if it's not dialing somebody up to have a need met, they don't want to deal with it.
We getting close.
What do you mean we're getting close?
I don't know what you want, Jay. Just come on now.
Listen,
Right. I don't even know. No, was just
listen.
speak on
Keep
it.
it-
What are
All
your
right.
thoughts, sir?
So, and there's nothing wrong with this. I feel like women right now have a very high fake self-esteem about themselves, right? And there's nothing wrong with a high self-esteem, except when it starts to jump up against reality,
Based on
right?
whose opinion?
Here's what I mean, right? It'd be a group of 4 girls. There's always that one that doesn't look as good as the other ones, right? Now, let's just say the other 2 girls are pretty much in shape, and the one is not so into shape. Instead of the 3 encouraging the other one to become more healthy, exercise to the third, they'll sit up there and be like, "You are fine just the way you are. Keep doing what you're doing. Wear them jacked up outfits that make you look crazy. And yeah, you are Beyonce just
They
like the
not
rest of
good
them."
friends.
How do you
You know what
know
I mean?
that? Like, how do you know what a group of female friends
Because
are doing and how they
it's
move?
not like we don't hear y'all say, "Girl, you the shit. Girl, you this, you that." Y'all pump each other up all the time. It's not like we don't see it. It's not like we're not hearing it. And,
So,
and, and there's nothing wrong with supporting your friend, right? But I also think there needs to be some reality. I think there's also needs to be like, hey, sweetie, you're about a Big Mac away from a heart attack. Let's put the fries down for the night. Let's not eat at Burger King today or for like a week. Let's start dialing it back a little bit. Sweetie, that outfit, probably not you, right? Let's put that stomach away, right? And then we're gonna look to in the future, let's all exercise together because we all my point is that I feel as though there's not a lot of truth in the support that y'all have for each other. I think there's a lot of doing this, and this, and it's I don't know if it's fake or not, but it's not based on reality.
Okay,
and
well,
so
let's begin. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
hold on. So now that person, that one in the group who now thinks she is Beyonce, she's now like, you know what? I'm that big. I don't need no man to tell me or pump me this or that. And you don't, but at the same time, it's like shit. If I'm gonna be a reflection of the crew that I'm hanging with. If those three girls are like fuck, man, I'm gonna be doing the same, even though you may not feel that way. The reality is, you might be the girl who wants to be in a relationship, but your girls are like, fuck, man. They this, that, and the third. Girl, you don't need a man. You got us. We can travel together. We can do all the things together. We can go out to eat together. We can go to church together. And you've convinced the one girl who actually believes and wanted to be in a relationship, who wants to be in love, who wants these things, and who wants to keep the faith and trying. You've now sold her on a dream that you don't need that. Come over to this side. We good. We Gucci over here. Look how we living. We traveling all over the world. We got our travel groups. We got this group. We got that group. We don't need men.
There's a lot of things that you said. I'm trying to
absolutely, and because y'all been skating.
Y'all
been sitting here bullshit and skating. I'm putting that on the line. Let's go.
But the first thing you said that I do want to point out is there's a difference between, encouraging someone to be more healthy, like if it's a health thing, compared to a looks or beauty type of thing, because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And when I look at my friend, I'm going to see a beautiful girl because my friends are all beautiful. And I'm not talking about physicalities of it, although they're that too, as everyone knows. But I am talking about when I see my friend, I think she's beautiful. Now, you as a man looking at the surface of it may not think she's beautiful. And that's
we're not talking about beauty. What I'm talking about is health. Like my example was about health.
But we're talking
about being healthy. No, you're telling me all you. That is though, because it creates a false sense of reality.
So, but you're using an example about health to make a point about a false sense of reality.
What I'm saying is,
you're hinting at. No, wait, but what you're hinting at is that women have a false sense of self in terms of how they look, and then the people on the outside, or men in particular, don't agree with the way they feel about themselves, and y'all have a problem with that. And that I don't
have a problem. No, Carolyn. Don't put this on men. I'm not saying we have a problem with it. This ain't even got nothing. What I'm saying has nothing to do really with men. What I'm saying is that women have you guys create your these realities. This person is not healthy, but yet, yes, they may be beautiful inside and out, but they're not healthy. It creates a false sense of reality. There's work that needs to be done. When you keep telling somebody that they're great all the time, coming from all angles, you start to believe that, and then you start to believe that there's no room for improvement.
I don't agree with any of that you said.
Man, look,
see that I agree with.
I see it every day, and this ain't got nothing to do with
the perspective of a woman. When you're a man, I don't even understand how you can speak on that. And then
because we see it.
The other point is that women can think for themselves. Surprise, surprise. And so therefore, back to what Tiffany said earlier, it says a lot about you if you as a woman are being influenced by what your friends say in the first place.
Perhaps have you been outside lately?
I'm sorry?
Have you been outside lately? On God, there's a whole generation of women wearing tennis skirts with their ass out.
Facts.
Do you think what we that's not being influenced?
Yeah, that the
So
young
what is
generation
like?
is being influenced because they have to grow
Right,
and
so
learn
let's stop the
themselves.
narrative that let's forget and not judge about being influenced because let's just talk about it's happening, right? Women are being influenced, period. It's happening. So let's not act like it's not. Okay. Number two, based on this influence, because folks are being easily influenced, again, it's creating a false sense of reality. I just had a conversation this weekend at homecoming. I The number of young girls walking around naked is beyond my understanding, right? But these same women may or may not, some do, some don't want to be in a relationship and want to be chosen. Again, and apparently, this new world, it's okay to be naked, but then not be seen as an object, a sexual object. That's the belief. That is where we're at now. When did that happen? I don't need to be. I don't have to. And this again, this has nothing to do with being a man. This is just my observation of women and just being outside and looking around, or just being out, just going to work, going to church, going to the grocery store. This is what's being seen. This is what I hear. This ain't got nothing to do with us. This absolutely has nothing to do with men.
I think you're talking about young girls. Yeah, I think that younger women are easily influenced, or teenage girls. I think they're easily influenced too. Yeah, I think they're listening to Sexy Red and seeing what's on Instagram and trying to follow or mimic that. 100%. Okay.
And in those songs, what else are they saying?
I don't listen to that music, so I don't know.
Carolyn, I know I'm not accusing you of listening to it. I'm just saying, do you have any idea of the lyrics? If you don't, that's cool.
I have ideas of the lyrics. I don't think that the lyrics promote the things that they should be promoting in terms of how a young lady should carry themselves all together, let alone.
But they also promote, my point is, they also promote single life, not wanting or needing a man.
I agree with that.
Right. So if you got there's a whole group of women, whatever age, right, that are being influenced by not only about their relationship, their life, their love life, but what they wear, their attitude, how they talk, how they like. What my point is that, and I'm not going to judge and say they can't think for themselves because it takes thought to adopt something, right? So I'm making a personal choice to follow the fad or follow the mentality and then believe in it and then live it. To me, that speaks more to about self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into self-esteem. I'm part of a bigger group of people, and now the influence of other women, because now I can look outside and see, oh, she thinks like me, and she thinks like me. And now you have a whole batch of women who are now influencing each other to be single or to be this way or to be that way. And we're skating around the fact that, this absolutely has nothing to do with me. It's something going on with women, and I don't know if this is good or a bad thing or not.
Yeah, I would argue that that I don't know a lot of women that have like deep relationships with themselves. A lot of them have very superficial relationships with other women. Like I have friends that literally have a code that they would never tell their female friends about how good the sex is with a guy because they have this fear that their friend will have interest with the guy. So a lot of these relationships that we see on TV, whether it's Insecure or Sex in the City, a lot of that's like it's fake. It doesn't really happen in real life, with the exceptions of here and there. But most women have relationships where it's very superficial, very superficial. Nothing like how men have relationships with each other, where a lot of times it's easy for a woman to look at another woman and be like, "Oh wow, I want to be like her." And then it don't even matter what age. I mean, I would even argue that 50 is not as old as it was 50 years ago. So there's a 50-year-old girl right now, or girls, women that are running around trying to wear the tarantulas on their eyes because maybe their daughter wear them or their niece is putting them onto it. And it's like, wow. Because I see that all the time with older women that are in their 50s or in their 40s
Not the
wearing like,
tarantulas.
I call them tarantulas. They look nasty to me, but that's the little fake ass eyelashes. It's like almost like it's like they all have the same email. Like, how they know to wear that? I guess she on the email too.
Okay.
Okay, Carolyn.
I think you have a fair argument that women influence other women in some ways. Okay, it's not an all women thing. I think that certainly the younger generation, more so than the older generation, is getting influenced by music. So by the lyrics of the songs that they're listening to, which I do agree promote singleness as the thing to do. And so if that's the attitude of the younger generation that we know is like coming up, and we're seeing it more and more there, then and to your point, Eddie, I do see some things like that with older women, but not nearly as much as with the younger.
Well, I see it as much, maybe because I'm in Atlanta, and I'll say this, maybe
yeah.
in DC too. A lot of people I know, a lot of my friends and family members are on their second marriage in their 30s. So they back in the club. They back on the strip. And a lot of them will goof around, be like, yo, I met this guy named Jay. He's like 25. And I'm like, oh, you 35. Okay, no big deal. Rock it. And it's hilarious because they be outside too because they're looking for their second husband or they just got out of a divorce and they got a great son.
Okay,
So you have the younger generation that's coming up. They're trying to discover themselves. They don't know what they want yet. So they just fall in the group. Instead of being a leader, they're being a follower. Then you got the maybe 50-year-olds that have, they got married young and now they're divorced and now they're rediscovering themselves because they feel like they lost out of something and didn't get to experience something.
And some of them trying to act like the young girl.
Yeah, all day. I see a lot of 40-year-olds acting just like 20-year-olds.
Yeah, that's what the topic is. Like, how are these behaviors keeping women single? And if it's keeping women single, then how do we get the message out to the women who are in the position of being followers and doing these things, listening to their single friends who are fine with being single, but they're not fine with being single and they want to be in a relationship? How are we helping them?
I know a good place to start. The first question, this goes back, this is the old mafia saying, consider the source.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman says, your friend, whoever said, girl, you should stay single. Please stop and consider the source. Take a look at that person. Are they happy? Are they single? Are they in a fulfilling relationship? Take an objective look at this person. Huh?
They want you to be where they are.
Right. Take an objective look at this person. And I'm talking about even the people who do music who are screaming these things. Take a good look at them. Right? Can you fancy yourself like them? Do you want to be like them? Is their life what you wanted yours to be? If any of those answers to those questions is no, then consider the source. Step off. Come back to your own place. Be comfortable with who you are and what you want. I think that's the first place. Like, be that one that sticks out and says, you know what? I like men. I want a man. Y'all may not. You men, I do. And stand on that. And start there. Now, there's some other things, but I think that's a great place to start because I truly believe the easiest way to keep everybody single is we all keep feeding and selling the fact that it's okay and that look at me and that my life is great because
Well, you're suggesting that being single is not okay.
I'm not. No, what I'm saying is that it's not okay to tell somebody else that if they want to be in a relationship, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not okay to be in a relationship, be single. What I'm saying is it's wrong to sell somebody on the fact that they need to be single instead of maybe them wanting to be in a relationship.
I don't. I think what you implies is malintent, and I would argue that some women they're not necessarily trying to convince other women to be as they are, but they genuinely have the perspective that they have, and that is their position and or opinion on the matter. So I think that where you might interpret single women as in a negative way keeping other women single because they're saying I don't know what something's I don't know
I
like
know you want to believe that, Carolyn, but
girl, you don't even
I'm looking out in the world. I got proof. I got songs that women are following. That when they come on, it's like a national anthem.
I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm speaking the perspective of the women who say things to other women that the women who are followers like listen to and or follow. I'm
Let's
saying sometimes those women may truly believe that it's better to be single, or they may
right, but that
believe
doesn't
that.
mean that if so. But in that same sense, is that person also saying, "Hey, listen, I think it's great. If single life is great for me, it may not be great for you. Here are the advantages for me. Now, if you want a relationship, by all means, I support that. I want you in that. That's what I don't think is being said.
I think it is being said in
I
some
don't
space.
think so. I'm
Maybe not
sure you know
all.
because the first thing you're going to tell me, I say that. Carolyn, we've already established that you're different and your friends are different.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's being said. Matter of fact, I know it's not being said. I know for a fact it is.
But you think that you always say these statements from the perspective of a man.
Here's how I know. Here's how I know. It's not like at the end of these songs, there's a disclaimer. Hey, it's just a song. Please, we do encourage love.
Again, here's the thing.
I hate to argue, man, but it's like at the end of the day, what I'm gonna say is like I almost feel like a lot of this art is reflecting life because of the fact that whenever maybe I'm not just using you as an example, Carolyn. If Carolyn announced to her homegirls or her family that she was in love with somebody, all of a sudden everybody in her circle is gonna be like, "Are you sure? Are you good? I mean, how do you know him?" And how there's all this like precaution because they know how dangerous we are, Jay. They know that a lot of us are greedy, man. Not you or me, maybe not now, but a lot of us are greedy. We out to hurt women. Real talk. And everyone, it don't even take a hater to turn you that. Your mama probably got hurt by a man. Your auntie got hurt by a man. Your sister is pregnant with a deadbeat. Is fictionally in this other world. So women see this all the time, like all these cautionary tales in front of them that they don't ever want to be like, you know, like, and it looks crazy. And men still out here moving the way they're moving. And the point is like that's why I think a lot of times, you know, how you said about Bob Vila, question of source. I think we as men need to step up and really get ourselves into a level where we can tell these women, don't be afraid of me. I ain't out here to hurt you. That should be the new brand, that branding. But right now we got fuckboys everywhere now, moving crazy.
Right, but I hear you, Eddie, but that ain't got nothing to do with women keeping women single. That's a whole nother topic. Hold on. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole
But
nother
every woman,
topic.
I said we only 1 degree away from a fuckboy. Every woman knows a
That's a
fuckboy.
whole nother topic, man.
Well,
That's a whole nother
No,
topic.
it's not.
It's relative. It's relative.
I'll say
It's
this.
a whole nother topic.
If you're not willing to think for yourself and think on your own accord, you're not ready for a relationship. You should
Agreed.
stay single. Because you can't think on your own. You can't have other people putting things in your head and you just follow the leader. I mean, I guess there's so many followers out there and not enough leaders. But in order to change your environment, you have to, do something that you haven't done before, or hang out with people you haven't hung out with before. Otherwise, your life just gonna remain the same.
I agree with that. And then Selena put something good in the chat. She said, "Go to God, start there," and I think that's a good point too. That's always the best source in terms of what to do and how to move. But back to Eddie's point, I would actually say I do agree that aspect, because if women have had negative experiences with men, and when they are talking to other women, sharing their true negative experiences with men, then that in itself can have some level of influence if a woman is already easily influenced anyway.
Men have negative experiences with women, but another man cannot sell me on be single, bro. That this life. Nah, son. We all have negative experiences with in any sort of relationship.
And some men would be influenced by that. I can't tell you how many men I know influenced by Kevin Samuel. Okay, sir.
But that doesn't mean they give up on women.
I didn't say they give up on women. I said they're
right, but that's my point.
A lot of the he said and the negative connotations that he's made, I've heard many men repeat.
Carolyn, that's not keeping women single.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is not. It is not. It's not. But there's men, just because Kevin Samuel said that.
But that is keeping men single, because who y'all think finna put up with that dumbass shit when we got our own shit? Like, that's my whole point. Okay?
Carolyn, that's not holding weight here.
What we're saying, the topic, which is
the point here is, I know at every ankle you want to blame it on a man.
I'm not blaming it on a man. I am telling you that could be a perspective.
That's not a perspective in women keeping women single.
I just said women share their negative experiences with men with other women, and that can negatively influence the women that are hearing these stories about negative experiences with men. So in that regard, yes, because if I was a woman that listens to what other people say and I didn't really think for myself, and I'm hearing you say, or other women say,
you should stop right there. You should have stopped it right there, because I don't have my own thought process, because I don't think for myself. Stop it right there.
So I will say that all matters of the heart, you're taking a risk when it comes to the matters of heart. So if you're hearing stories from other people, just put it in a little note in the back of your mind. All men can't pay for other men's mistakes. That don't mean it's going to happen to you. Our men aren't the same. So when you start to see red flags up front, but you can't automatically eliminate, unless you want to be single. There are some women out here that are like, I don't ever want to be married. I want to be single, and I'm okay with that. And that's fine. That's what you want. But then there are some people that do want it, but their girlfriends may discourage them if they start to see them happy or get into something that gives them joy. So
let's talk about that next. How happiness scares people away. How is happiness keeping women single? Like other happy women keeping women like, did that play a factor? Because it's mind-boggling to me how happiness can sometimes almost be seen like almost as a negative factor.
Be specific. How would happy women be keeping other women single?
I think there are women out there who hate to see somebody else happy for whatever reason, right?
And those aren't your friends. That's why the one that wasn't happy for me isn't my friend. She was a hater, low key, jealous hater.
And that unhappy friend,
she's still single.
That's single. That was petty. That was real petty.
I like it though.
We like petty around here. We like petty. This is tip for tat, baby. This is tip for tat. We
Well,
like petty around here.
what I've seen a lot of times is that.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, in my experience, a lot of times whenever I see somebody ostracize a girl out of the group because she's happy, it's because she changed. Like, let's say Carolyn was known as like the fun girl who was always a little drunk and always a little high and was known to be the party life of the party. Now you got you a man and you kind of boring. So now the circle is like, damn, don't call Carolyn about Jay's party. We don't have to tell her about Jay's party because she's gonna come in here and kind of, she's gonna be like boring. Because they know you to be fun. Because when you was single, you was out here like getting it.
She was the wrong man. If you can't be yourself, you were the wrong man.
Yeah. So a lot of times people meet someone, and I think a lot of women are trauma bonding when they're friendships. That's just my opinion. So a lot of times in that trauma bond, they know you as the girl that was kind of the party chick, or the girl that talked crazy and can cuss out a maitre d' at a restaurant. So when you get bunned up, all of a sudden you're not none of those things. The trauma's gone, and now you regular. And they didn't know you in the regular state. So now you Carolyn that got a curfew. You feel me? And what? You got to get out of here at 10? Like, they don't know you to be that way because you got, a man that you waiting that you want to be home with. Because they knew you as the drunk chick. That was when you turned up at 10. But now you're turning down at 10.
But that's perfectly fine. I've had that amongst my friend groups. Like, I have friends that have gotten married that used to, like, we used to turn up as single girls and now they're married. And it's like, you adjust. So like now, like even with my core group of friends, most of them are either married or in relationships. Now we do fun shit, including they're men, couples shit, couples trips, couples events. Like we just do it because it's still like family. Like you have to adjust. I might be one of the few single girls in the group, but I'm completely comfortable with doing things a little bit more chill or toned down. Now some of that is also just like I've done it all, so I'm more chill and toned down anyway because of, my age and stuff. But at the same time, I don't mind hanging out with my my married friends, and if it's with or without their husbands, I enjoy both. We just don't necessarily do the same things. Or if we might go whereas we might have went out at 11 o'clock to turn up at park. Now we in the house about 11 o'clock, so we go out at 9. And we have a few drinks and we have a great time. And then by 11 o'clock, we're all at home. Like, it changes. But you shouldn't ostracize your friends because they're in a relationship now and you're still single. To me, that's not really, how good of friends were you really if you can't still hang out with your friends?
I think women.
I need to rephrase something. Hold on, Eddie. I need to rephrase something. I said, can you explain what you mean by happy women holding other women down? So let me rephrase that. And I didn't mean it like that. And that's not what I meant. So my scenario is if there's a woman that's happy and she's got that friend that doesn't want her to see her happy, if the happy woman keeps the one that's unhappy around because that's her friend, quote unquote, and out of loyalty, that unhappy friend is going to find ways to break down and pick apart not just your relationship, but your happiness and bring you back to where she needs you to be. And you may not even know it. It'd be little things over a period of time. I've seen that like in my own eyes happen with a group of girls. And it's a sad thing to watch because I think
it's not a genuine concern, you can if it's not a genuine concern or care, you can tell her in your gut.
Yeah,
you're not coming from
a friendship and loyalty. You turn a blind eye. You kind of turn away from it. Nah, she ain't like that's my girl. She supporting me. Nah, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like what guys say, bros before hoes. Women have their own loyalty to each other, right? And so in that loyalty could turn a blind eye to the fact that she's trying to bring you back to where she is forever. Maybe she doesn't want to ever be in a relationship, and she wants you to be in the same place. So I want to restate that for because it came out wrong.
Yeah, I don't think if that's the case, that's not your friend. I remember whenever my best friend told me she was getting married, and on her wedding weekend, like I felt like I was getting married. Like I was so excited and happy for her, but because that's really my friend. I really love her. You know what I'm saying? I would never want to keep her in a place of, unhappiness just because if I felt like I was there. You know what I'm saying? Like your real friends, they're going to want to see you happy, want to see you win, whatever that looks like. And because they love you and they want to spend time with you, they will adjust to how y'all spend time. No, your ass can't stay out till 3 a.m. I can, but you can't. But we gonna go somewhere and be home by 11 and have
We just going to a day party. We just going to a day party. So
yeah, that's it. Or we going to the day party. Everybody home by 8 o'clock. Like you just adjust. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta do all of that. So I don't think I agree with that. I don't think that happy women are keeping other women happy women are keeping women single. I don't agree with that.
No. I told you. I said it wrong.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah. I said it wrong.
Okay, so I said it how you said it wrong, right?
Yeah. So you repeat my wrong.
I meant it the other way. I apologize. Okay, I want to focus on Tiffany for a second because she, has made that journey from single to married. And so I guess I just want to kind of pick your brain a little bit and ask you from the perspective of when you were single, I know you had the one friend that was kind of trying to keep you single, but did you feel like there were other instances, whether intentional or unintentional, that your friends were kind of like, swaying, not necessarily swaying you, but were being maybe negative or a way that was different from how you actually felt about someone that you were in a relationship with?
No, and part of that reason was because prior to my husband, I was in a 12-year relationship, and my friends saw like everything that went on in that relationship. So when I met my husband, they were like, "Oh my God, he's such a good guy. Like, we're so happy for you." So when the other friend was like, "Well, why this and why that?" And I was like, "Okay, I got like, what's happening here?" I knew that was coming from an ingenuine place with her, but all my other girlfriends were happy. They were excited. They were happy to see me actually happy and being able to be myself, because in that other relationship, I wasn't able to be myself. I wasn't able to have fun. I wasn't able to, but I wanted to be in a relationship because I'm a Southern girl. So my parents were married for 54 years before my dad passed. And so I just was a relationship person, right? I only had like 2 good years of being single out in these streets, and I was like, no. But so when my friends saw that the 2 different relationships, they were all about it and supportive. And for me, the girls come over, we all party together. We went to a Halloween party together, got a table with the husband. Like, it's just it's just a happy vibe. So
I love that. I think it sounds like you married your friend, like your best friend. I just feel like the more I learn about relationships and marriages, I just feel like you can only be yourself in a relationship if you're friends first. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get into a relationship and you're not friends, or it's on the superficial type of thing, you never really get to expose yourself for who you really are. You're always putting on some type of wall or front or mask in terms of who you're dealing with, just because that's how we come into something with someone new. It's I'm not going to say every single time, every single person, but it is very hard and very difficult for people to come into something new being completely themselves. And so because they like this person, and so they feel like this person may judge this thing about them or that thing about them or whatever, so maybe they keep that at bay, or they hide it, or they just stop doing it altogether, when really that's this kind of stuff that they like to do, And so that's why I think it's so important to marry your best friend, so that you can be yourself. And I think that's really why a lot of relationships fail. Not to get off subject, but I wanted to ask you, from the perspective of a married woman now, do your single friends come to you for advice in terms of dating? And if so, how do you deal with that as to not influence them maybe either way? Because I know a lot of women say, I don't try to influence either way. I just support as a friend. But how would you say your perspective is when your single friends come to you?
So my friends come to me because they know I'm going to give them something logical and something I'm not going to. It's their decision on how they handle something at the end of the day. But I'm going to look at it from a logical perspective, and I'm going to give them an answer or a situation, either just off of my experiences. And like sometimes people make mistakes. He ain't call, he didn't on time. Like, did he have a response? Did he text you? Like, so you get a couple of three graces, and then if if you're not coming correct, then okay. But they do come to me, and then I think my friend group, we have a lot of honest conversations. So I know my friends that want to get married, that want to have children, but I tell them, you're not acting like it. You're not handling this situationship or whatever it is you're doing like that's what you want to do. You're acting in another way. So you need to change the way you acting if this is what you really want at the end of the day.
And that's what a good friend will do, right?
Yes.
So that's not you all up in the camera.
Because there's lots of them. I have a lot, I have a lot of married friends also, but I have a lot of single friends. And I'm like, well, if this is what you want, you're not acting in the way that you want.
What is it that you see your single friends doing that is receptive to them saying they want to be in a relationship?
Playing games.
Playing games.
Like, this is how y'all act? Ooh. Playing games, just like I come from a level of respect. If I'm first of all, I'm not texting. I'm old school. Once again, we talking on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
We only text about things that are non-important because I can't get a feeling for what you're saying on a text message. And you could take it, I could take it as you're being angry, but you're not angry. But I read it as, so I can't do Jedi mind tricks, any of that stuff. So we have to conversate and talk on the phone. So I probably wouldn't survive in this world. So yeah.
All right, I want to go to some comments in the chat. Selena says, my friends come to me, but I've realized that there's only so much advice you can give a friend who just isn't ready to open up to the possibility of love and a healthy relationship. Okay, yeah, I think that that's probably the best route to take as a friend. I just think that when people, not a lot of my friends come to me for relationship advice, obviously, which they know they should not, because that would be bad. But when they talk to me about their relationships and ask me what I think, I try to stay out of it then, because I just would never want to negatively influence someone in a way, right? That would cost them or make them think maybe they should do one thing or the other, because they're the ones that have to be in that relationship and live with the consequences of their actions and the decisions that they make. But I, as a single woman, I do talk to my single friends and I talk to my married friends. And it's quite interesting from that perspective, because the married friends, they're more, I think the single friends, they give you more advice, like from your perspective in terms of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like more of a selfish stance, right? Whereas the married friends, they give you more of a, like, they're analyzing and like making you see things from the perspective of the man in the relationship also, right? Your single friends are just like, girl, you should do this, or if this happened, then do this. And it's like you focused, whereas the married women are more like, okay, I get what you're saying, but have you thought about this, or have you considered that? And so they're incorporating how the man might feel, or how he might be impacted by whatever is going on, and helps you and can help you make the decision that way, if it makes sense. So
consider the source.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense a lot. And I mean, I think it's helped me in my relationships. But the biggest thing is just anybody that's going to be a real friend to you is going to always just look out and make sure that that you're, at the end of the day, it boils down to like what makes you happy and just supporting you as a friend. I put your questions in the chat. I know we started late, so we don't necessarily have to go late because I still have work to do when we get off here. I love y'all so much. But I did want to see if we had any last minute questions or statements before we kind of shut it down a little bit. I see a comment by Selena. I think it's because they've been so hurt they can't wrap their minds around the reality that not all men are bad. That could be true.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna bring up one more little topic, and I'm keeping it all the way to 100.
Let's hear it.
We're at a point in time where we're very weak, men and women. What I mean by that is we are so scared of being hurt, men and women. And because of that, I mean, we're definitely scared of it. I find it kind of amazing, actually, because at one point, men, we took rejection like we had cereal in the morning. Like it was just a thing. It was what you did. It was like the sun coming up. It's like today's Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like you accept in the game, you accepted that. Like but every 5 women I talk to, I'm gonna get 4 rejections. But that one, and batting 200 right now, I'm better than Aaron Judge in the World Series. So, and that man is about to be the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that we're so afraid of being hurt or rejected that it feels more comfortable in saying, I would rather be alone than to gamble on love. And that's really what it comes down to. We punks. We are so afraid of being hurt. We punks.
So, what's the solution?
Man up. God damn it, I promise you. Your heart will be broken, but you will wake up in the morning.
But Jay, it's worse than that, though, in my opinion. I think now that women are making money, they're starting to look at marriage the way we do. Like, is it even worth it? Because you got these cautionary tales like Mary J. Blige and other women that are successful that paying alimony, like Holly Berry paying alimony on
Welcome
somebody.
to our world.
Now they get a taste of what we look at, and we sucked it up. Like we were like, that's nothing but a Tuesday. But now women looking like, oh my God, they just consider me partner at my firm, and I'm interested in this guy who makes less than me. Oh my God, I have a lot to think about. And they shook, because that could happen to them. They can get Mary J. Bliged or Holly buried into some alimony. And now y'all shook, and now there's a fear of the rejection of realizing that, oh, he could take my whole thing now. He could take my house. He could be fucking around driving with my Porsche now. And Lord, I paid a lot of money for that Porsche. Where we never thought about stuff like we just look at the risk. That's why I always say that men marry for love, women marry for business. And now y'all really seeing that we could be fucking with y'all's business because you could be the come up. Oops.
I agree with that part. I think that women can certainly be the come up for men. But I don't know if I agree with all the rest of the stuff you said.
Well, if you was caked up, Carolyn, and you were dating a guy that wasn't caked up, and you knew, God forbid, if it ended, y'all married, got ended, that there's a strong possibility he could take everything you worked so hard for. How would that make you feel? Real talk.
But she gotta have a prenup. I mean, if she like that.
Now you jumping prenup. Hey, Jay, were we saying prenup? I wasn't saying prenup.
Yeah, it is like that. But also, I always thought about the fact that if a man asked me to sign a prenup, I would be so offended by that. And so I guess, I don't know, like because I still am going to marry for love. If I was going to marry for money or business, I would have been married by now.
Well, that's why that interview was so significant to me with Gorilla, which was 2 weeks ago, where she said that dudes are literally trying to get her pregnant on purpose because they see her like a come up. The same way a woman always tell, your mom and daddy always sit you down when you sign that first contract with the Lakers. Baby, you're going to be a lot of women coming up trying to be this and, wear protection. Because you know there are women out there trying to get your baby because you coming up. Now it's the other way. Now it's the conversation that daddy got to have with his daughter when she signed a contract, when she makes partner. You know,
I
so that's what I'm
mean,
saying. Now to your point, Jay, everybody right now over here, softer than ever when it comes to love and marriage. They like, oh my God, I don't want him messing with my money. You know, it's like, oh shit.
We
Well,
talked about
like,
Lotus talked about prioritization of energy, right? I, despite popular opinion, men and women are built to be with each other. We're humans. We're actually built to be around each other. I always say this on this podcast. The ACLU has found it a cruel and unusual punishment when somebody's in jail to put them in a solitary confinement. The reason why that's considered cruel and unusual punishment is because psychologically, when you isolate somebody away from other people, they literally will go crazy.
That's
We're not built to be alone. We're just not. That is based on science.
does single mean alone?
but
It,
everything a la
it,
carte now, Jay. Everything
you
a
know
la
what's funny
carte.
about that? That's a great question, Carolyn. But I feel like eventually we're going to get there. I feel like we're on that path because unless we start moving in with our girlfriends, girls living with girls, as we grow older, I look at my parents, right? My father remarried, my mother's alone. Is my mother lonely? I'm not sure. She's alone, but is she lonely? I'm not sure. I'm sure there's times I think because of what she went through as far as being in a relationship, she's okay now. With like she doesn't want anything to do with men, but I know she wants to be around people,
Mm-hmm.
right? She definitely has a desire to be around people and energy to be around people. I look at my dad; he got remarried. I don't think I think it's impossible for my dad not to be in some sort of relationship. I've only known my dad to be in a relationship my whole life.
A lot of
Whether
men
it's
are
with my
like
mom,
that. They're like literally afraid of being alone. They have to keep
I don't
one.
think it's about Carolyn. I don't think. See, it's not about being afraid of being alone. It's not about that. It's about the fact that a lot of men have accepted the fact that we're built to be with somebody else.
Mm.
It doesn't have anything to do with being afraid of being alone. Men, we've come to. I can sit up here. I like other human beings. I like women. I would like to grow old with one. I'm not. That has nothing to do with the fear of being alone because there's times where I actually want to be alone. The pandemic was great for me. I was alone for 2 years, loved every minute of it. But that still doesn't negate the fact that I still want to grow old with somebody because that's natural for me as a human being. That's natural for all human beings. So I think it's interesting that we kind of buck the science of being a human, but then I don't know.
well,
But
to add to that,
go ahead.
oh,
No.
sorry. I was going to say to add to that. So I sent a poll out to my database of women, about 1,500, and about 100 of them responded. And one of my questions in the poll, because I was just trying to get some data, was how long has it been since you've been in a relationship? And the average time was 5 to 10 years since someone's been in a relationship. So to me, the question was, have we lost the capacity to even be in relationships with each other? Like, and the number of relationships that people have responded, the average number of relationships was like 2 or 3 relationships over their lifespan. So,
I don't know, but I remember watching a video where a girl went on Instagram and she was like, "I wish somebody would give me a hug." So, and that really sunk in for me because she hadn't had human touch in so long. She broke down. I'm not saying that it has to be the opposite sex and you have to be in a relationship. What I'm saying is that I feel like this being single is going to lead to And this is just my opinion. This is not some facts. This is not. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of people that are going the single route going to end up growing old alone.
My thing, Jay, is what I'm saying is that I think, and this is my opinion too, from just observation, just being a citizen. I think that there's a point in your life, whatever age that is, where you don't know how to be with nobody but yourself. You can
Right.
have friends, you can tolerate someone for months at a time, but there's comes a time where it's almost like, I don't want to call it rigor mortis, where it's like you can't stand to be with someone too much, too long, that it almost gives you the, what they call, white people call it, the ick. It's like, ugh, it's been 6 months, ugh, you know. And I've seen that with people. I've seen that close to people that I know real. Like, I'm like, wow. And I get it, because I'll be honest, and I know my queen over here that's married too. She can attest to this, and I don't say this in the wrong way. I love being married. I love being married, but it's hard fucking work. It's a constant playoff game every fucking day, making all the free throws, making all the inbound passes. There's no day offs. And it's great because you see the fruit every day. At the end of the day, you see your fruit, but you're working every day for the harvest. And I don't think a lot of people built for that. I'll be honest. There's not a lot of people built for that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
I
not.
don't even know you
I
have
will
to
say
be.
this right
You
now.
don't have to
Marriage
be
is not for the
married. You don't.
soft-hearted, man.
The goal doesn't have to be marriage. The goal doesn't have to be marriage. It could be, I just want to grow with somebody, because you said it earlier. There's a point where if you don't try to maintain relationships, have community, have constant some sort of contact, rigor mortgage will kick in to the point where you don't know how to have relationships. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to do the basic things that we learned. The reason why we put kids around each other in school is to teach them how to socialize.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're desocializing ourselves.
Big time. I think this AI thing is like a testament to that. Being an old man myself, and I see how like people don't like people anymore. That where they'd rather order from a kiosk. Like I went to a McDonald's the other day, and I saw a bunch of people lining up to order from a kiosk where there was a cashier right there. They would rather order, and I'm like, wow, let me go ahead and talk to this cashier real quick and order my food. But it was hilarious to me because people don't like people no more, and I'm seeing it more and more, and it's bleeding into your point about having to commit to someone, because commitment, man, that's even that's a slur now. I say commitment in the wrong move, I might get cussed out. You feel me?
I might break out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I was single, and I could have a bad day, and I could drive home from that bad day going, man, I can't wait to go home, hit that couch for a couple hours, maybe watch Netflix, maybe catch up on a show, order something, and just call it a night. When I have a bad day now, I gotta go pick my kids up, take them to taekwondo, take my other girl to swim practice, go home, make dinner, do bedtime, homework. It's a whole nother job. I can't get to myself. You feel me? Carolyn, right now you kind of sick. I can tell, like a little sinus thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get to concentrate on just you right now. But
Yes.
me and Queen downstairs over here, we gotta tend to the other people with the sinuses. It's a lot of not people built for that, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's something that I actually question myself quite often is, am I built for that level of commitment, especially to your point, Tiffany, being single for as long as I've been single. Like there's just like a peace and a chill, and like everything's about me, because when you have a spouse and kids or someone else in your life, like now, yeah, there's a level of responsibility for them. There's a level of accountability to them. It's just like merging of lives happening. And
But
that is,
there's also a bigger picture to what you're saying. Having somebody else that you're responsible for or that's responsible for you allows you to have an unselfishness about you that carries over into other aspects of your life. Point example is, and we can even talk about politics. When we think about who we're voting for, we think about how does it affect me? A perfect example, the topic of abortion and women's rights. How does that affect men? Do men actually think about how women's rights, especially when it comes to abortion, affects them and affects women. Because there are a lot of men I don't know, I don't care because it doesn't affect me. Well, if you're married or have a significant other or around the opposite sex in some sort of capacity and you care about these people, you actually have to start thinking outside of yourself and start thinking, you know what? It is important that women have their rights because of blah, 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 blah. It requires you to be unselfish. It requires you to think of others. The more we start to lean into ourselves, we lean away from each other and the thought process of how things impact other people. Affordable health care. Why are a lot of people against that? I would love for somebody to be able to go into a hospital if they're having a baby and not have insurance and still have that baby get the right proper care and not owe $30 million.
Yeah.
I want that for you. But I have to be able to, I have to not be selfish.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think that's a good kind of like reel it back in point because we kind of got a little bit off, but that's okay. It's our first show back, from a long break. We'll tighten it up. But I want to definitely come to kind of like a stopping point here.
My bad. I kept this going.
You're fine. I have work to do after this. Work. I gotta go on work tonight.
My bad.
You're fine. But no, I am so excited. Before we close it out, I want to definitely give our guests the floor for any last minute thoughts and or advice for the ladies in terms of if they're wanting something, what they should do or should not do, or listen to this, don't listen to that, whatever last minute thoughts you have.
I just say, figure out what you want in your life, what your goals are regarding relationships you want to have, don't want to have. Think for yourself. Don't let culture or other things influence you, music, whatever it may be. Get a life coach or something if you just need help and need someone to talk to, but figure it out for you. And then if you need to get a new circle, get a new circle.
No squares in the circle. I love it. Eddie?
Yeah, man, the same thing. Just find friends that are equally yoked. Honestly, people that love you, have rode from you from day one. That's hard to find, really. And I really feel like it's hard for women to have that with each other. I know there's exceptions here and there, but not like generally. Me and the kids over the summer went to the zoo, and the guy mentioned at the exhibit that in our lifetime we're gonna see tigers go extinct. And my youngest son was like, how could tigers go extinct? They're so strong and big and ferocious. And I'm thinking to myself, I started thinking, and the guy mentioned because they don't believe in community, they don't have community with themselves. Not like lions, that they're solo, they're by themselves. And to Jay's point, they're eventually going to die off in this lifetime, in our lifetime as we speak. And it just made me think of like how women need to really love each other more. Like get men out to it's like be real friends, not not Peloton friends, not go shopping friends, but like fuck with each other for real. Like how men do with each other, Because a lot of times I see, even with my sisters and cousins and friends that I have, they always say I can't trust a woman because she can do this, she can do that, or they tell a story about how women are like that and like that. That's why most of my friends are men, and it's like it makes me sad because y'all are tigers. If y'all just stuck together, man, the world would be, we wouldn't have a chance. So I just love each other, y'all, for real. Be real friends.
I love that. Thank you. I just want to say real quick, first of all, I just want to definitely give a shout out to everyone on the panel tonight. It was good to see everybody. It was good to be back. So excited. Tonight was a special exception. Moving forward, we will be back at our regular scheduled time of 8 p.m. on Tuesdays, 9. Okay? This is a little late for me. Love you all. Next Tuesday, we will not have a live show because, as you guys know, it is Election Tuesday. So we definitely want to be glued to our TVs to see what's going to be happening next. You know what I'm saying? We might have to get ready to ride, y'all, so be prepared. Okay?
Get out and vote. Get out and vote. If you
Please don't vote.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers better get motherfuckers. I'm using the word motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers better vote, or we gonna have a problem.
Right.
Yo, vote for Kamala. I'm gonna say it. I don't care.
Okay.
Vote for Kamala.
Hello? That's what it is.
I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for Kamala, or you should, but if you don't,
vote for Kamala.
Vote for Kamala. We support Kamala over here. If you don't like it, oh well, because we really don't give a fuck. Love you so much. Jay, you want to close us out?
listen. You know what I always tell y'all? I need y'all, and y'all need me whether you like it or not. And we gon' and we got each other, and we gonna love together, and we gonna grow old together, whether y'all like it or not. So get used to it, because that's what the Tip Top Podcast is all about. We're bringing everybody together. We're not gonna be apart anymore. So with that said, I wish you all love, peace, and happiness. Shout out to Eddie, Tiffany, Eddie. Shout out to my co-host Carolyn for holding us down and being very accommodating. For me, it was my fault we came on late tonight. She was very accommodating. Thank you. Love you, Kiki. Love you. And big shout outs to the Tip and Tat Nation for supporting us continuously. Please get out and vote. Please continue to love each other. Please keep an open mind. And cut off sexy rain. Holla at your boy!